Hi, welcome to How to Achieve Time, Location, and Financial Freedom by Market Proofing Your Real Estate Business. I'm Mike Solitro from AccomplishedRE, and we're going to discuss today in 10 minutes how building a business that is no longer at the mercy of the market, not tied to the ups and downs, the cycles of the market, can help you achieve those freedoms. And we're going to do it without working more hours, working harder, working more often in our business, and gaining or regaining control of our calendars. I want to start off by saying I absolutely love working in real estate, but I hate the fact that so many of my colleagues' businesses are tied to how the market's doing. Their results are tied to what the rates are. Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Or is there a lot of inventory? We have the opportunity to build a business that's not directly tied to those things, that we're no longer going to be dependent on how the market's doing to have a good quarter, bad quarter, good year. So the outcomes from today's 10-minute presentation. Time. What do we want? We want to control our calendars, work when we want. Location. Collaborate with our ideal clients, work where we want. We're going to run the businesses that we see that's ideal. We're going to have the opportunity to work with the clients that we have the best results for, that we most want to work with. And we're going to have financial freedom, the dependable income, predictable outcomes each and every single month. So who are our clients? Who do we work with? What is this for? So I worked with a couple recently, and their challenge, they were always working. They had year over year, their profits were improving, their business was growing, but they knew they couldn't keep it up or they would burn out. They wanted a better separation for their life and their at home and their work life. So we talked about resource allocation. We looked at how things were run in their business and what they could do. And basically what we set up was the idea that they could empower their team, give them more responsibility, more accountability, but let them be empowered in a way where they could make decisions, they could achieve the outcomes that they thought were appropriate. So we had guidelines put into place. We had a lot of systems where they could rely on, here is the way things should work. We're going to let you run and do it. If these problems or situations arise, here's what we're going to do to alleviate them, or here's how we're going to solve anything that comes up that we really can't plan for. And what they saw was more time away from their business, yet more homes sold, more flexibility in where and when they could work, and just better peace of mind. And their team was happier because they were given the ability to make these decisions. Like, they were not only accountable, but they felt a real ownership in the results because they were no longer had the feeling that they were just a small part, that they were the business, that they had the opportunity to really do what they wanted to do and to flourish. We've got a bunch of other testimonials or blurbs from some of our past clients. So who am I? Why should you listen to anything that I have to say? Why is this important to you? So I kind of ended up in real estate by accident. I still remember my first day. Showed up, there's just a stack of papers and a telephone. I tell the story that there were computers. I'm old, but there were computers, and I didn't have one. And I was on the phone with people who own real estate, invested in real estate, managed projects throughout the country. And I had no idea what I was talking about. But although sales was not in that title, I was basically doing research and surveys. I quickly found out that we're all in some sort of sales, whether it's selling a product, a service. I had information, and there was an information exchange, the ability to have a relationship with these folks in markets that I wasn't in. But I had valuable information from their competitors, from colleagues cross market, cross town, cross the street, that they may not have been privy to. So I learned that I was kind of selling what this information and this beneficial relationship that I had. From there, I've had real estate roles in corporate, legal, and all with the idea that continuous improvement, or the idea that every day we can do it a little bit better. We do our best, but every day we can make some sort of strive forward. And that's how I've run my business, and that's how I work with my clients around their business. I view myself very entrepreneurially. I run a business, and there's three prongs to that. I'm a real estate attorney, so I help people at the closing table finalize the transaction. I'm a broker associate with eXp Realty, so represent buyers and sellers, and AccomplishedRE. That's what we're talking about today. That's my baby. That's my coaching consulting business. I work with real estate agents on market proofing their business so they can achieve those things: time, freedom, financial freedom, and location freedom. They can work when they want, where they want to work with, where they want to work, and who they want to work with. Well, they have those predictable outcomes each and every month. And we do that by a similar approach that I've taken. We cultivate, create, leverage multiple revenue sources. How can we run multiple businesses, if we will, or multiple facets of your business where there's different sources of income coming in at all times? So if you're thinking, can this help me? Well, is that important to you? Are you interested in increasing profitability, detaching your results from how the market's doing, and achieving those freedoms? If so, keep watching. What we do is we talk about getting off the transaction treadmill. And that's what I like to call jumping from deal to deal to deal. You have a client, you take the client to closing, and then you start the cycle all over again. We talk in our client experience that we need to attract leads, convert leads, and work with those clients at all times, or else we're always going to be on that treadmill. So that's the first piece. The other piece, all of our clients are looking to grow, scale, exit their business, one or all three of those things. So they're looking to either bring members on, they're looking to have other teams, other offices, or they're looking to take a step back at some point. So that's the end goal that we have. We have the focus that your business is greater than any market, and that profitable business that you run, it's not just a job. That we run that profitable business so we are not dependent on how the market is to have the results of our business. And it's that improving and never stop improving mindset that we employ. So what does that mean for you, or what does this actually mean in practice? So you might hear things like, although I work all the time and harder than I ever have, I don't make a consistent paycheck. So that's, I had the most showings I've ever had this month, but I didn't sell any homes, so I didn't make any money. Why is that? Well, the market's bad. That's not a good enough answer. We need to fortify our business so we are not just at the whim of this month, did I meet the right buyer? Did I have the right listing? I'm always working and I have no control of my schedule. I got my phone next to me at all times. I'm about to go to bed. I'm about to go on a date. I'm about to have dinner with my kids. My phone rings. I've got to take it. We're going to set up the parameters in place so that phone is no longer ringing and bothering you during those important times. The market determines the success of my business. I hear this each and every day. Market's up, business is good. Market's down, I got to start looking for other jobs, or I know I'm not going to sell a house this week, this quarter, this year because the market's going to be down. So we cannot have our businesses tied to the market if we want to succeed and achieve these freedoms. So I do this a few ways. First, these are my 5 values. These are most important to me. This is what I find I must have to work with each and every one of my clients. Collaboration, accountability, drive, excellence, and trust. They're all founded in that trust. We need to be able to work together, to be completely accountable to each other, completely transparent, and to have that approach that we're doing this together, not in competition with each other. Our 5 pillars are the strategic approach that we take with all of our engagements, that we prepare, we get the resources we need, we put a plan together, we execute on that plan, we take a look at where we got to from our execution, and then we remodel or make changes. People are really good at planning and executing, but the other 3 pieces, the preparing and the reviewing, not often take place, and that's where I'll see a lot of strategies falling apart, or a lot of kind of long-term visions that don't get to where they want to go because there isn't the build-up beforehand and the review on the back end. The 5 areas that we look at for each business: mission and vision. What are your values? What is your mission statement? How do you vision that going forward? Who are your ideal clients? How do you communicate that to them? Why is it a good fit? Do they know that? What do you use for goal setting to tie all those things together? Your organizational alignment. Does your team, your office brokerage support what's important to you and your clients and your staff? Effective ROI, return on investment. Where are you spending your time, effort, and money, and what are you getting in return? Client experience, those 3 areas we talked about: lead generation, conversion, client fulfillment, and then challenge elimination. When things go wrong, when there's problems, how do you solve them? Lastly, the 5 steps. This is our problem-solving approach, or the de-stressor, the challenge elimination. What's the problem? What's the situation? What's the reason for it? What's the why? Where do you want to go? How, when it's not bothering us, what does it look like? What's the answer? And what happens when we put that in place? All right, so we're coming to the end of our 10 minutes today. So you're probably thinking, this is great, but this is not for me. Well, if you know someone who might be for, happy to share this information with them, introduce them to me, anything that might work. If you're thinking not right now, we're here. So whenever you're ready, come and see us. If you're thinking not right now because you're too busy, well, you're always going to be too busy. So that's not a good enough answer. And if you're thinking this can't help me because I'm the best, or I don't think there's anywhere for me to go, then you're probably right. Continuous improvement mindset's not going to work. But the other side of that is if you're thinking this can help me, I can get better. There's things that I can do more effectively or efficiently. Then you're also probably right. Yeah, you can. What does that look like in practice? We have one-on-one coaching, consulting engagements. We got a bunch of resources, scorecards, assessments. There'll be a link at the end of the slides, as well as programs at Real Estate B School at eXp Realty to collaborate directly together if that's of interest. So if you want to keep the status quo, the phone ringing during dinner, the working and hoping that this is the right buyer, that I land that listing, or that, am I going to make the same money I did last quarter, even though the market's down, interest rates are up? Who knows? This will allow you to break the mold of my business is tied to the market. I don't know how my results are going to look. I don't have that predictable outcome. My paycheck is up in the air, but I'm still working 7 days a week. So what's next? Check out this link for a bunch of our resources to contact me directly. I have webinars that go into more detail for each of the things that we talked about today. So appreciate you taking the time watching till now. Check out this link. Feel free to reach out with any questions, and look forward to collaborating with you in the future.